was kind of excited because
Yeah.
I've never really heard of Auditor doing a ride along with an officer.
Yeah, it feels crazy. I've never had a bulletproof vest on before.
Oh yeah.
He was like, "You got to put this on for your safety." I'm like, "Okay." Hey, what's up, guys? Long Island Audit here, back again with another video. Today I'm coming to you from Hubbard, Ohio, and I'm extremely excited for this video. I am doing a ride-along with Officer Pacifico of the Hubbard Police Department here. They have graciously allowed me to do a ride-along with Officer Pacifico. So we're just going to be driving around town, talking, having some conversation about the upcoming video I'm about to release. This is the police department that I did the First Amendment Audit training at. And very grateful to the chief, Detective Banic, everybody who's allowed me to, experience this to help bridge the gap between the public and law enforcement. So let's get into it.
It's all pretty self-explanatory what you can see, because I know the keyboard's probably blocking most of the video.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we have our control panel under here where he already showed you the red button. So the gun lock right here unlocks our guns.
Okay.
Red button's just a secure idle. So basically, like if I'm out on a call or whatever, I hit that, I can turn off the ignition, turn off, and take out the keys, and the car will still run.
Okay.
So this way, like if it's like really cold out or like really hot out, I don't have to shut off the car.
Perfect. Yeah.
And we got our light bar lights up here. So takedown lights are the head ones. Left alley, right alley, shines light beam in both directions. And then obviously we have our blinky lights, the fun ones.
Yeah.
And then we have our siren switches up here with multiple different tones.
Gotcha.
So, and then obviously our mic, radar, and then this is our tablet, which controls our dash camera.
Okay. Oh, this is for the dash camera.
Yeah, that's for the dash camera.
Okay, gotcha.
So
isn't it integrated? You have a body camera on right now?
So each body cam is assigned to each cruiser. So as soon as you flip on the lights, the body camera will automatically come on.
Oh, that's awesome.
As well as the dash cam. And then the body cam, it starts recording, I believe it's 2 minutes before you turn it on.
Yeah.
So it already pre-recorded everything.
Okay.
And then obviously right behind your head, that's our e-ticket printer. So instead of doing handwritten tickets, everything, we can do it all through the computer, and then it'll come out that way.
Cool.
So.
Oh, that's really nice that the.
Is everybody code 6 on this channel?
As soon as you turn on the lights. As soon as you turn on the lights, it starts recording.
Yep.
That's cool.
So they do. Yeah, it's good. Because
you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. And then down here, there's a little control panel also that we can use as a mark button too. So say if you're chasing after someone or whatever, they throw something out of their car.
Yeah.
You can mark that point in time on the video footage, and you can see where they may have thrown something out or where something important happened that you need to recap back to.
Gotcha.
So
cool.
Yeah. So
basically it.
Yeah.
You got your GPS over there in the corner.
GPS there in the corner.
You probably know this whole town like the back of your hand.
Oh yeah, it's not so much for my town. It's more or less. So I've been in pursuits where I get into areas where I don't know the area.
Okay.
And instead of hunting, looking around for street signs, because at a certain point that just becomes unsafe.
Yeah, for sure.
It's better with this, because this way it just tells me all the streets I'm coming up to, the direction I'm going. So it's easy to do call-outs. I don't have to do a million different things and worry about where I'm at, also while trying not to get into a crash.
Yeah, gotcha. So I guess first thing is the training.
Oh yeah.
What's your thoughts on the training that we did a couple months back?
So I was definitely a big fan of it. We never had a training like that. Even in the academy, they don't really touch on that kind of stuff at all.
Yeah.
So it was definitely very informative, and seeing the different interactions that different police departments have and how they act, and it shows level of training that they may be lacking.
Yeah, definitely eye-opening, right?
Oh, for sure.
Definitely eye-opening.
I mean, you always hear about that stuff over like TV and stuff, but you never really see it.
Yeah,
and it's easy to Monday morning quarterback, but when you're there in the moment, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah, for sure. No, I loved it too. I was grateful for the opportunity, and I loved meeting your entire department. Everybody was great. The two separate trainings that we did, I think they were like 4 hours each. So I got to meet basically the whole department, the chief. safety director. Everybody was. You have a very good department, man, and it was.
Oh yeah, we have a good team.
Yeah, you have a very good team, and everybody was so nice. And even if the older guys weren't as they were kind of more skeptical.
Yeah,
I should say the older guys, they were more skeptical because just older people in general are pretty much set in their ways,
Mm-hmm.
So but I think overall it went really well. Detective Banic did a great job with his presentation. Did a great job, and I'm excited to show it to everybody. So this is gonna kind of be like the preview video.
Okay.
So that way, and then I want to get everybody excited about watching the training because I think it's gonna do wonders for bridging the gap between law enforcement and the public because it shows, especially I'm just not the regular public, right? I'm a First Amendment auditor, activist, independent journalist that films police interactions, so there might be some type of stigma related with that we're supposed to be enemies.
Exactly.
But yet we're in the same car together,
and that's
driving around.
And that's why when Detective Sergeant Banic asked me if I'd be okay with it, I was kind of excited because I've never really heard of Auditor doing a ride along with an officer.
Yeah, we're actually Officer Pacifico. This is the first of its kind. So I can guarantee you, this is the first of its kind. It's never been done before, and it's definitely. I'm excited too. I was excited when they told me, "Hey, you want to come do a ride along?" I was like, "Great!" And then he texted me yesterday.
Check the welfare, Belwick, and in the area of Evans, Brick.
That's township.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So he texted me yesterday, and he was like,
With a gray shirt,
you're gonna go at Officer Pacifico, and I remembered you from last time, from our conversation from the training. So
in the area of Evans right now.
it was.
Copy.
I was excited, man. I was excited to see you guys again. I was excited to get this opportunity because this is definitely a first of its kind. 100% first of its kind. So, and it's good because maybe it won't, the whole point is maybe it won't be the last of its kind,
No, exactly.
Maybe we can get a First Amendment auditor and police departments all over the country can come together instead of, because I know it's on both sides. I know First Amendment auditors out there can be, they try and agitate the police and try and get a reaction out of the police. And the reason why my channel and, my supporters, we're growing so rapidly and so, it's insane the amount of growth is because that's not what we do, that.
Mm-hmm.
So you've seen a few of my videos in the training, but that's not what that's not what I'm about. That's not what we're about, and hopefully we can use this to bring everybody together, man. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, exactly.
I'm excited.
Especially anything to learn more. Like,
For sure.
I'll be the first to admit it. Nobody's perfect at this job, and I'm learning every single day I work.
Yeah.
So the more I can learn, the more knowledge I can retain, the better officer I can be.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, how long have you been with the Hubbard Police Department?
So I've been working for Hubbard for probably a year and a handful of months now.
Okay, a little over a year.
Yeah.
You love your job?
Unfortunately.
No, you seem like you love it. I've had conversations with Detective Sergeant Banic, and he had told me, this guy, he loves what he does, and that's good, man. That's good because we're not, at least I'm not anti-police or defund the police. I think all of those kind of or abolish the police, all those kind of ideologies and ways of thinkings are so, for lack of a better term, stupid. They're just so dumb because you need law and order, right? You need law and order. I'm a big supporter of that. You need law and order. We just need better education, accountability in policing is another big one.
Oh, and I agree with that 100%.
Just like in the training, we went over Sergeant Brian Fahey, the guy, you saw the video where he grabbed my shirt, threw my camera, and then in the internal affairs report said that he thought my camera was a taser gun, and all those other things. So, just a little bit of accountability. That's what we need, for sure.
It's never a bad thing.
Because that's what you guys effectively do, right?
Yeah.
You drive around to hold people accountable and, to protect and serve your community. So if the public sees that you're not being held accountable in the same way as them, that's going to become an issue.
Oh,
right?
yeah, completely.
You're going to lose the public trust and everything else.
Yeah, once you lose the public trust, it's all downhill from there.
Yeah, for sure.
Which we're pretty fortunate out here. We have a pretty strong and good relationship with our public.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can see that.
9 times out of 10 when we're on patrol driving down the road, we'll spend half the shift just waving to people as we're driving by, because everybody's out and about and they always give us waves.
Yeah, no, I've definitely seen that. You know, last time I was here for a couple days, and you know, me and Sergeant Banic, we went out everywhere, got some lunch, got some dinner, and he's saying hello to everybody. You know, I'm like, how do you know everybody in this town, man? Like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, oh wow, you know everybody.
Oh, it's actually pretty cool because we have some officers here that have been here for well over 15 plus years, and I always like working with them because when we go on calls, like, they know everybody. They have such a good rapport with most of the people that never have to worry about anything awful happening or anything like that.
Yeah, just so everybody knows, you're not, when you're running traffic, because we were talking about this a little bit off camera, like you were telling me you're pulling over people that are going like, you know, 20, 30 miles over the speed limit. They're still giving you a hard time. You're not there, you know, because this is, like you just said, this is your community. So you're not hassling people that are going 3 miles over the speed limit or anything like that. Like, so
my train of thought when it comes to running traffic, and it's officer's discretion, so every officer's different, but I wouldn't want to pull people over for the things I do. I drive 8 or 9 miles over the speed limit myself, so it's not right to pull people over for going 10 or 11 miles over the speed limit when I'm doing 9. So
yeah, for sure. It is the discretion, right? Yeah, that's the discretion that you guys get. So, you know, especially when it's, you know, small community like this, it's, you know, you don't want to hurt you don't want to hurt the people in your community, you know, for going a couple miles over the speed limit.
No.
Yeah. More than just money at that point, it's you know, money, insurance rates, everything. Yeah, we all know, we've all, you know.
But I mean, at a certain point, there's a certain time where it's become a danger, because people who are from here do know the speed limit, and they do know there's a lot of people that are walking down the street, walking on the sidewalk, kids and everything, and ultimately we're trying to avoid any kid getting hurt or anybody getting in a car crash or any result of injury from speed or going through a red light or blowing a stop sign. So
yeah, it's true, that is the purpose, right? What is your typical, like, an average day look like for you when you're out on patrol? So that's what I really do enjoy about this job, is it's every day it's something different. Okay.
Like, it could be a day where we don't have any calls and I'm driving around like I am now, trying to hit every street, trying to show people that we are patrolling around, keep an eye on things. Or it could be a day where we're handling crash, we're handling domestics, assaults, investigating different crimes that happened overnight or the other day, or etc. like that. Or we're out just with the public during school session. When the school lets out, the kids go to the public library. I always try to stop down there a couple times a week and just chat with the staff, talk to the kids.
Can you call in, please?
So it all just depends on what you really want to do, and our department's really flexible with what they want us to do. Yeah. So that's good. I mean, feels crazy. I've never had a bulletproof vest on before. Oh yeah. He was like, you got to put this on for your safety. I'm like, okay, well, yeah. Guess we gotta. I should have brought my "We the People" sticker and put it right here. Right smack dab right in the middle. "We the People" sticker. Should have done that. Would have been great. Did you guys get the "We the People" shirts I sent? We did get the. Okay, great. It's now one of my gym shirts. Actually. Oh, perfect. Nice. Oh, so this is school over here. Yeah. So this is obviously the high school and the middle school and the elementary. They're all combined into one. Oh wow, building. That's why it's so big. Yeah. And it's how it's all separated. It's honestly a maze inside too. Wow. So usually when I'll work day shift, I'll try to meet up with our SRO. Yeah. And him and I will just walk the halls together and just chat, and it gets me more acquainted with the inside of the school, how it's all laid out and everything. Because, like I said, I've only started here about a year and so ago, so it's still trying to learn the whole school. Because my old department, I was the part-time school resource officer, so I had a good knowledge of the school. Okay. Well, that's a good idea.
you know, to be more familiar with the school layout,
Mhm.
and you know, so that way you don't have to think about it. You know where everything is. You know where to go in case of an emergency, God forbid. That's
Exactly.
That's a good thing.
It also shows the students, like, it can show officers just kind of like walking around. They don't have to be there arresting someone or
Yeah.
doing something. They can just be walking around, talking with one another.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be a big deal, right? Doesn't
Exactly.
have to be a crisis.
I mean, do people still stare as we walk down this hallway? That's very true.
Yeah. Wonder what's going on.
No, exactly. Even the teachers are just poking out their doors.
When you're just going for a stroll.
What about you? And I know you probably said during your training, it probably just flew right over my head. How long have you been being an auditor?
Auditing? Yeah, so I've been auditing I started my channel March of 2020.
Okay.
2021. I'm not sure. No, I think it was 2021. I've been doing it probably the same amount of time you've been at this department. So a little, you know, a year and a half ago,
Mm-hmm.
a year and a half or so, I started my channel, and you know, it's been a very humbling and, you know, very grateful experience for me, because the amount of support that I receive from people, not just in the United States, from people all over the world. You know, I'm getting emails from people in the United Kingdom, New Zealand, Australia, Peru, you know, Colombia, Venezuela. Like, there's people all over, because freedom is not exclusive. Freedom and human rights are not exclusive to the United States, you know. So people love to see somebody who's fighting for their rights, who's teaching them and educating them how to interact with police officers, how to stand up for your rights in a peaceful and respectful manner that I do it in.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I've been blessed, and we've reached, we're coming up on 300,000 subscribers on YouTube, and about 150,000 on Facebook.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so altogether, we're almost at 500,000 altogether, and you know, millions of views a month, and that's why doing this is so important to me. I was talking to Detective Banic earlier, and I was like, you know, this ride along is important to me, because it's going to show, you know, how we can bridge the gap between, you know, the public and law enforcement. It's going to show that we can do that together if we work together. You know, instead of auditors, you know, trying to, you know, agitate police officers or, you know, bait them. And I don't really like to use the word bait, because, you know, the way I see it is police officers, in maybe not your department, but, you know, there's police officers that put out traps and baits, right? Prostitution stings, you know, they bait you into doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Either way, you shouldn't be doing it. So when a police officer comes out to me like, you're just trying to bait me, number one, if that's what you really think that I'm here to do, why are you taking the bait and acting like a complete, you know, tyrant? Why wouldn't you just treat me with respect and everything? And, you know, if it was bait, don't take it, you know, just rise above it. I think it's really important for your job that you do is, you know, my personal opinion is to be able to control your emotions, right?
Oh, 100%.
Control your emotions, you know, we're all human, right? You know, a lot of times people, you know, try and hold officers onto a higher level, like, you guys are heroes. And in my mind, a hero is made. You don't, you know, through action. You don't just become a hero because you put on your gun and your badge. You know, you have to do something that's heroic to be labeled a hero.
Oh, I agree with that.
And, you know, do I appreciate, you know, law enforcement officers who serve the public? For sure. But, you know, hero is a term that and some people look at you guys as heroes. So you gotta make sure your ego's in check, and, you know, your emotions, and make sure that, you know, you're leaving all your baggage, your personal baggage at the door, because you don't want to take that out on the next person you come into contact with, right?
No, absolutely not.
Now, I got a question for you. Is it hard for you, say, you know, because I always thought this was, you know, fascinating. Is it hard for you, like, say you go to a call and you're like really amped up because it's like a fight situation or somebody has a gun, and then you go and, you know, to a next call that's, you know, people fighting at a supermarket over something so stupid. You know, how do you go from, is it hard to make that transition from like amped up call to, you know, a guy filming with a camera?
So starting out, yeah, when I first started, it was definitely hard to try and, because you get that such a big adrenaline dump and your mind's going a million miles an hour, and because you're thinking about all these what ifs, and then you go to a call that is two people fighting because somebody blew leaves on their yard.
Yeah.
Like how you separate the two, it's hard to explain. It's more or less just something you kind of just learn over time.
Yeah.
My train of thought has always been I treat everybody the way I would want an officer to treat me.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want everybody's problems. I try to treat everybody's problems as if there's something like serious.
Yeah.
Because I'd hope that if I ever called the police, that they would do the same for me.
Yeah. They would take you seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can see that. But I could, you know, never being put in that situation. You know, I go through some adrenaline dumps myself, you know, when I'm getting arrested or I have officers surrounding me and, you know, trying to bully me and, you know, intimidate me and stuff. But I think I'm pretty good at remaining calm too. You know, if you've videos, but if you see my videos and, you know, the people, and this is what people always, my number one question when I come into contact with somebody that's, you know, like if I'm at the airport and somebody's like, hey, I see your We the People hat, you're a Long Island Audit, you know, their first question to everybody, how do you remain so calm? And what I always tell them is, I remain calm because I know that I have to, because if I don't remain calm, you know, my life can be in jeopardy, you know, somebody else's life can be in jeopardy. It can escalate the situation. That's why when like I said in the training that we did, you know, de-escalation is so important. Like, people talk about it a lot and departments talk about it a lot, but, you know, it's really important to use it in your everyday life, you know, just even if you're not a law enforcement officer, just to de-escalate, because that person that's going to want to escalate the situation, you don't know what they're capable of. So I just try to remain calm, and, you know, people are like, you know, I would have, you know, cursed that cop out. And, you know, I do get angry. I do get angry, and I'm human like everybody else, but I try not to show it, only because I don't want people to, I've received so much criticism as it is, without cursing, without, you know, I don't curse, I don't follow anybody, I don't harass anybody. Yeah, so basically, like, I already receive enough criticism and a lot of hatred for what I do, so I don't want to give anybody any type of more ammunition to use against me, even if it's justified, you know, anger. But I just realized at the end of the day, I'm going to be able to expose this tyrant of an officer or a public servant, or, you know, whoever the case may be. I get to expose you to the world, and your actions will be put on display in the court of public opinion, you know. So there's nothing worse than that, you know, you acted like a fool, you acted, you know, like a jerk, you treated me so badly, you were cursing at me, you know, you violated my rights, and now the world gets to see that. You know, that's kind of like my little vindication I keep in the back of my head, like, at least, you know, I'm not going to go through this alone.
Exactly.
You know,
and that's why I'm a really big fan of the body cameras.
Yeah.
Because so obviously the older officers who have been doing this job for a lot longer than I have obviously worked at a time where body cameras weren't even a thing. Neither was video recording or anything like that. But ever since I've been an officer, they've always had body cameras. So I thought it's always been a benefit for us, just because people, in my experience, people make and will make false allegations on things you said or did that would turn into a bigger investigation, but because it was found out during the body cam footage that it never happened, they were able to shut it down right then and there.
Yeah.
So that's always been a huge kind of like help and relief. And then it allows me to see like things I could do better if I'm on a call that I didn't do as well as I wanted to the last time. I can rewatch it and say, okay, well, I'm gonna, instead of asking that question, I'll ask that one instead, or I'll see if I can get a better response if I ask these types of questions. All different tools I'd like to use just to try and help improve myself a little bit.
Yeah, that's good. That's definitely good. That's how it should be used, you know. It's all about transparency and accountability. If you can have both of those in law enforcement and, you know, everyday life, you know, it's something that I think would, like right now, this is promoting transparency, right? Mm-hmm. We're in a police vehicle, you know, we're doing what you do on a daily basis, and we're recording it, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, and I know that could be, you know, that's why I appreciate you doing it, is because I know that can be a little, you know, especially when but I just want to let you know that we're the people that watch my videos. We're not anti-police at all. We're just, you know, we're we the people, man. It's like the shirt I sent you, man.
Oh, yeah, I got
we
you.
the people. We want to uphold the Constitution. We want law enforcement officers to uphold their, you know, the oath that they took to uphold the Constitution, take it seriously, and, you know, so there's nothing to really worry about. You know, there's always going to be trolls out there, and there's always going to be people who aren't happy with their own lives, and
very true.
you know, there was this, you know, I got an email from it was the funniest thing ever. I got an email from this, you know, I get a lot of emails from trolls, we'll call them, and he was like, I had told people about, I've been hyping up, you know, just a little bit the training that we did.
Okay, yeah.
And so I've been saying it, I've been like casually saying it in lives and videos and stuff, and somebody reached out to me and they said, you know, you're lying. You never did any training in Ohio. I reached out to top government officials. And this guy is like a nobody. Like, he's always trolling me, so I know who he is.
Yeah.
So he's just, you know, he has a little YouTube channel that, you know, he gets like, you know, 30 views on or something. So like and it's like dedicated into trying to troll me, troll the Constitution, troll our rights, you know, take away our rights. And it's like, you know, it's very pro-cop, but anti-freedom and anti-Constitution. So it's kind of like, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Like, that's no good. Like, you can't just be blindly pro-cop, and, you know, we call them bootlickers. But, you know, he's like, he tries to make himself sound more important than he is. He's like, I reached out to top Ohio officials, and as he's sending me that email, I'm like texting Detective Banic, and I'm like, yeah, but I guess the 8 hours of class that we did that day never happened. It doesn't exist. But yeah, you just gotta, you know, I think it's funny. You just take it, again, control of your emotions. There's always gonna be people who are gonna want to rain on your parade, and they're jealous of you, and, you know, you just gotta keep it moving. It's all, I want to keep the mission focused. It's not about that particular individual. It's about, you know, freedom. It's about the Constitution. It's about transparency, accountability. All right, guys. So as you just saw, wrapped up our ride along here. There was no sort of action really, other than good conversation and you know, bridging the gap between citizens and law enforcement. Me and Officer Pacifico were out, you know, for a couple hours. Nothing really happened. We're not going to pull people over because for your entertainment or for anybody's entertainment, you know, they have to be breaking the law. No one was breaking the law today. So that's a good thing. It was a nice, safe experience or whatever. But I just wanted to thank Officer Pacifico for, you know, agreeing to do this, and agreeing to do it on camera is another thing. You know, I truly appreciate the transparency. And yeah, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming out riding with me.
Thank you. Hopefully we can we'll do it again in the future real soon.
Well, anytime.
All right.
All right.
All right, guys, let me know what you think about this one in the comment section below. As always, stay safe, God bless. I'll see you in the next video. Long Island Audit. Peace.